The first time you hear about smart glasses, the idea usually sounds bigger than real life. It feels futuristic, a little awkward, and honestly impractical for daily use. But Xiaomi smart glasses enter the conversation in a quieter way, not by promising to change everything overnight, but by fitting into routines people already have. That is why so many conversations around wearable tech are shifting. Not because these glasses do something magical, but because they do familiar things in a form that feels more natural to wear every day. When people talk about Xiaomi smart glasses today, they are usually not talking about specs on a slide or future potential. They are talking about how it feels to put them on, how they behave during a normal day, and whether they actually make sense outside of a tech demo. Xiaomi smart glasses are designed to look like regular eyewear first. From a distance, they resemble standard glasses rather than a piece of experimental hardware. This matters more than it sounds like it should. Wearability is the first barrier. Smart glasses have to cross, and Xiaomi approaches this by focusing on balance and distribution of weight across the frame. The glasses sit evenly on the face without forcing the wearer to constantly adjust them during movement. For daily use, this directly affects whether someone keeps them on or takes them off after a few minutes. People who wear prescription glasses or sunglasses already understand how small differences in weight and fit change the entire experience, and Xiaomi treats that reality seriously. In everyday use, comfort is not about a single feature. It is about how the frames feel after an hour, then after 3 hours, and then at the end of the day. Xiaomi smart glasses are built with materials chosen to reduce pressure on the nose bridge and behind the ears. This is not something you notice instantly, but it becomes obvious when you forget you are wearing them. That is where the shift starts to happen. Instead of feeling like a gadget you are testing, they begin to feel like something that belongs in your daily routine. The audio experience is one of the core practical functions people interact with first. Xiaomi smart glasses use open-ear audio built into the frame, allowing sound to be directed toward the ears without blocking them. This design choice means you can hear notifications, calls, or audio content while still being aware of your surroundings. In real life, this matters when walking outside, commuting, or working in shared spaces. You are not isolated from what is happening around you, which keeps the experience grounded and socially acceptable. The audio is not meant to replace high-end headphones. Instead, it fits into moments where convenience matters more than immersion. Taking phone calls through the glasses feels natural because it does not require pulling out another device. Built-in microphones handle voice pickup for calls, and the audio playback allows conversations without holding your phone. This is especially noticeable during short interactions like answering a call while walking or cooking. The glasses behave like an extension of the phone rather than a replacement, and that distinction keeps expectations realistic. Xiaomi smart glasses do not try to reinvent communication. They simply reduce friction in situations people already experience every day. Camera functionality is another area where expectations often get exaggerated with smart wearables, but Xiaomi keeps it grounded. The built-in camera allows quick photo and video capture from a first-person perspective. In real-world use, this means capturing moments without reaching for a phone. The camera is activated intentionally, which helps avoid accidental recording. This design respects both usability and social awareness. People around you are less likely to feel uncomfortable when the device does not constantly signal recording. Behavior. The value of a camera in glasses becomes clear during activities like walking through a city, traveling, or documenting hands-free moments. Instead of staging a shot, you capture what you are already seeing. That does not make every photo better, but it makes certain moments easier to record. Xiaomi smart glasses treat the camera as a convenience tool, not a professional imaging device. That framing keeps the experience honest and prevents disappointment. Notifications are another quiet but important part of daily usability. Xiaomi smart glasses connect to a smartphone and mirror essential alerts. Instead of checking your phone constantly, you receive subtle cues through audio or visual feedback. This does not eliminate phone usage, but it reduces unnecessary interruptions. In practice, this helps during meetings, walks, or focused work sessions where pulling out a phone feels disruptive. The glasses do not flood you with information. They deliver just enough to keep you informed. Battery life plays a major role in whether a wearable fits into daily life. Xiaomi smart glasses are designed to last through typical daily usage patterns rather than extreme scenarios. That means handling calls, notifications, short audio sessions, and occasional camera use within a normal day. Charging is treated as a routine task similar to charging wireless earbuds. The glasses are not positioned as an always-on device that never needs attention. Instead, they fit into existing charging habits people already have for their other electronics. Connectivity with a smartphone is straightforward. The glasses pair with a phone and rely on that connection for most functions. This approach avoids unnecessary complexity and keeps the glasses lightweight. Rather than duplicating features already handled well by smartphones, Xiaomi smart glasses act as an interface layer. They surface information and controls in moments where using a phone feels inconvenient. This design philosophy keeps the device focused and prevents feature overload. What stands out when using Xiaomi smart glasses over time is how little they demand from the user. There is no constant learning curve, no pressure to explore advanced modes, and no feeling that you are missing out if you keep things simple. This is where the subtle shift in wearable tech becomes visible. Instead of pushing users to adapt to new behavior, the glasses adapt to existing habits. That is a meaningful change in how wearable technology integrates into everyday life. As the day moves on, the glasses continue to behave consistently. Whether you are listening to brief audio updates, answering a call, or capturing a quick clip, the experience remains predictable. This reliability builds trust, which is essential for any device meant to be worn on the face. People are more willing to wear something daily when they know exactly how it will behave in different situations. The conversation around smart wearables is changing because of devices like this. Not because they introduce dramatic new capabilities, but because they refine how technology fits into real routines. Xiaomi smart glasses do not ask users to imagine the future. They operate firmly in the present, addressing small, practical needs throughout the day. That approach is what makes them feel different, even when the feature list looks modest on paper. As usage continues throughout the day, the glasses begin to feel less like a piece of tech and more like an accessory with added functionality. This is not an accident. It is the result of design choices that prioritize comfort, simplicity, and realistic use cases. And as we move deeper into how these glasses behave in longer-term daily scenarios, it becomes clearer why people describe them as practical rather than impressive. That distinction sets the stage for understanding how they quietly reshape expectations around what smart wearables are meant to be, which naturally leads into how they perform when daily routines become more demanding and less predictable. Continuing from where that daily rhythm starts to settle in, the real test for Xiaomi smart glasses shows up when routines stop being predictable. A normal day is never just one setting. You move between indoors and outdoors, quiet moments and noisy environments, focused work and casual movement. What makes these glasses feel practical is how consistently they behave across those shifts without asking you to change how you act. When you step outside, the open-ear audio design becomes more noticeable in a good way. You can hear navigation prompts or take a call while still catching traffic sounds, conversations, or environmental cues. This is one of those features that sounds small on paper but matters in real life. Blocking out the world is not always desirable, especially when walking in busy areas or commuting. Xiaomi smart glasses keep audio present but not dominant, which makes them easier to trust in public spaces. You are not guessing what is happening around you, and that lowers the mental load of wearing them. Calls remain one of the most practical daily uses. Answering a phone call without stopping what you are doing feels natural, especially during short interactions. The microphones are positioned to pick up your voice clearly in normal conditions. And because the audio is directed toward your ears, conversations feel personal without needing earbuds. This becomes especially useful in situations where pulling out a phone would be awkward or inconvenient, like carrying groceries, cooking, or walking with someone. The glasses handle these moments quietly, without drawing attention to themselves. Camera usage continues to feel intentional rather than constant. Because recording requires a deliberate action, you are always aware of when the camera is active. This makes the device feel respectful of both the wearer and the people around them. In daily life, this matters more than having advanced camera controls. The ability to quickly capture what you are seeing exactly as you see it Fits naturally into moments like travel, walks, or documenting hands-on tasks. You are not framing a shot or adjusting angles. You are simply recording your perspective. Over time, this first-person capture becomes less about novelty and more about convenience. You start to recognize situations where reaching for a phone would interrupt the flow of what you are doing. Xiaomi smart glasses remove that interruption without replacing the phone entirely. They work best as a companion device, not a standalone. 1. This balance keeps expectations realistic and avoids frustration. Notifications continue to play a supporting role rather than taking center stage. Alerts are delivered in a way that keeps you informed without demanding immediate attention. This is especially noticeable during work or social settings where constant phone checking feels disruptive. The glasses let you stay aware of important updates while keeping your focus where it belongs. You decide when to engage further by using your phone, rather than being pulled into every notification automatically. Battery behavior reinforces this sense of balance. You learn quickly what the glasses handle comfortably throughout the day and when charging becomes necessary. Because their use cases are grounded in short interactions rather than continuous operation, battery management feels predictable. Charging them becomes part of an existing routine, similar to topping up wireless earbuds. There is no pressure to conserve usage aggressively, and no surprise drop-offs during normal daily patterns. The physical presence of the glasses continues to fade into the background as the day goes on. They do not heat up noticeably during standard use, and they do not require frequent adjustments. This consistency matters because anything worn on the face becomes distracting very quickly if it behaves unpredictably. Xiaomi smart glasses maintain a steady experience, which helps them blend into daily life rather than compete with it. What becomes clear is that these glasses are not trying to redefine how people interact with technology all at once. Instead, they focus on smoothing out specific moments where friction already exists. Answering a call, checking an alert, capturing a quick clip, listening briefly to audio. Each interaction is small, but together, they form a pattern that feels sustainable. This is where the idea of a subtle shift in wearable tech really starts to make sense. People are talking about smart glasses today not because they are flashy, but because they are starting to feel usable. Xiaomi smart glasses contribute to that conversation by staying within clear boundaries. They do not try to replace smartphones, headphones, or cameras. They sit alongside them, reducing friction in specific situations. That approach makes them easier to adopt, especially for users who are curious but cautious about wearable technology. As daily usage stretches into longer periods, trust builds. You know how the glasses respond when a call comes in. You know how audio behaves in different environments. You know when the camera is active and when it is not. This predictability turns a piece of technology into something you can rely on. And once that trust is established, the glasses stop feeling like a gadget. You are testing and start feeling like something you can wear without thinking about it. This quiet reliability is what separates practical wearables from experimental ones. Xiaomi smart glasses operate comfortably within the limits of what is confirmed and available, and that restraint works in their favor. As we move further into how they compare to broader wearable habits and why that matters for long-term adoption, it becomes even clearer how this understated approach shapes expectations around what smart glasses are meant to be in everyday life. As that sense of trust settles in, the bigger picture starts to emerge. The reason Xiaomi smart glasses feel different in daily life is not tied to a single feature, but to how they fit into existing habits without asking the user to relearn anything. By this point, wearing them no longer feels like using smart glasses. It feels like wearing regular glasses that occasionally happen to do useful things. One of the most noticeable shifts happens in how often you stop reaching for your phone. Not because the glasses replace it, but because they reduce the number of unnecessary interactions. A quick notification check through audio feedback, a short call handled hands-free, or a brief audio prompt eliminates several moments where pulling out a phone would normally break focus. Over time, this changes behavior in subtle ways. You stay present in conversations longer. You keep moving instead of stopping to check a screen. These are small changes, but they stack up across a day. Comfort continues to play a quiet but crucial role here, because the glasses are designed to look and feel like standard eyewear. There is no strong visual signal that you are wearing a piece of tech. This matters socially. People around you do not react the way they might to more obvious wearables. Interactions remain normal, which removes a layer of self-consciousness. You do not feel like you are testing a device in public. You simply feel like yourself. Audio behavior reinforces this natural integration. Since sound is delivered in an open-ear format, it never isolates you from your surroundings. This makes the glasses easier to wear for longer periods, especially in shared spaces, like offices, cafes, or public transport. You are not signaling that you are unavailable or disengaged. You remain accessible, which aligns better with how people actually live and work. Phone connectivity continues to be central to this experience. The glasses rely on a paired smartphone for core functions, and that dependency keeps expectations grounded. Rather than trying to act as an independent computing device, they operate as an extension of the phone you already carry. This reduces complexity and avoids many of the frustrations that come from standalone wearables. Updates, settings, and controls remain familiar, which lowers the barrier to long-term use. Camera usage also finds its place more clearly over time. Instead of feeling like something you should use constantly, it becomes something you use when it genuinely makes sense. Recording a moment hands-free, capturing a quick reference clip, or documenting an activity without stopping what you are doing. Because the camera is not positioned as the main attraction, it avoids becoming intrusive. This helps the glasses feel more socially acceptable and personally comfortable. Another important factor is how little maintenance the glasses demand. There are no complex gestures to remember, no constant prompts to respond to, and no pressure to engage with features you do not need. This simplicity is what allows them to fade into the background. You interact with them when useful and ignore them when not. That balance is difficult to achieve in wearable tech, and it is where many products struggle. Over weeks of use, patterns emerge. You know which situations benefit from wearing the glasses and which do not. You might choose them for walks, errands, light work days, or travel, while leaving them off during activities where they offer no clear advantage. This selective usage is actually a sign of success. It means the device fits into life realistically, instead of trying to dominate it. When people talk about a shift in wearable technology, this is what they are often describing without realizing it. Not a dramatic leap forward, but a move toward restraint. Xiaomi smart glasses represent a design philosophy that prioritizes usability over spectacle. They acknowledge current limitations and work within them, focusing on consistency, comfort, and reliability. This approach also shapes how users evaluate smart glasses as a category. Instead of asking what futuristic features are missing, the question becomes whether the device makes everyday moments easier. In that context, Xiaomi smart glasses perform well because they avoid disappointment. They do what they say they do, and they do it in a way that aligns with real-world behavior. By now, it is clear that these glasses are not about redefining technology overnight. They are about redefining expectations. They show that smart wearables do not need to demand attention to be useful. Sometimes the most meaningful progress happens quietly, through products that integrate smoothly and leave space for the user's life rather than competing with it. And as we move toward wrapping this experience into a broader understanding of where everyday smart wearables are heading, the final takeaway becomes less about features and more about philosophy. The way Xiaomi smart glasses approach daily use hints at what makes wearable tech sustainable, not just impressive on paper, but genuinely wearable in the long run. By the time you reach this stage of understanding, the conversation naturally shifts from what Xiaomi smart glasses do to why that approach matters. The longer you think about them in real-life terms, the clearer it becomes that their biggest contribution is not technical ambition, but behavioral realism. They respect how people already live, rather than asking users to adapt to a device. This is where many smart wearables quietly fail. They introduce friction by demanding attention, learning curves, or constant interaction. Xiaomi smart glasses avoid this trap by staying passive most of the time. They are present without being demanding. You do not feel pulled into an ecosystem or nudged to engage more than you want to. That sense of control stays with the user, and that is critical for long-term adoption. Another subtle but important factor is trust. Because the glasses behave predictably and consistently, users begin to trust them in daily routines. Notifications, arrive when expected. Audio behaves the same way each time. Controls do not change unpredictably. This reliability removes cognitive load. You are not thinking about how to use the glasses. You are thinking about your day. That is the point where technology becomes supportive rather than distracting. The design philosophy reinforces this trust. By avoiding aggressive branding or futuristic styling, the glasses fit into personal identity rather than reshaping it. This matters more than it sounds. Wearables live on the body, not in a pocket. If they clash with how someone sees themselves, they will not last, no matter how advanced they are. Xiaomi smart glasses understand this and stay visually neutral, allowing them to blend into different lifestyles and settings. In social situations, this neutrality pays off again. Conversations flow normally, eye contact remains natural. There is no strong sense that a device is mediating interaction. Even when features are used, they tend to stay invisible to others. That invisibility is a strength, not a limitation. It allows the glasses to exist without changing social dynamics, which is essential for something meant to be worn daily. From a broader wearable tech perspective, this signals a shift toward maturity. Early generations of smart wearables focused on proving what was possible. This generation focuses on what is sustainable. Xiaomi smart glasses do not try to be everything at once. They occupy a narrow, well-defined role and execute it consistently. That restraint is what makes them feel practical instead of experimental. This also reframes how comparisons with other smart glasses should be understood. It is less about which product has more features and more about which one fits naturally into everyday routines. When viewed through that lens, practicality becomes the defining metric. Comfort, predictability, and ease of use outweigh novelty. Xiaomi smart glasses align closely with that reality. As wearable tech continues to evolve, products like this help reset expectations. They remind users and manufacturers alike that progress does not always mean adding more. Sometimes it means refining, simplifying, and listening to how people actually behave. In that sense, Xiaomi smart glasses are not loud, disruptive, or revolutionary. They are steady, intentional, and grounded. And that may be their most important contribution. By quietly integrating into daily life, they show that smart wearables can be tools rather than statements. They can support routines instead of reshaping them. They can exist comfortably in the background, ready when needed and invisible when not. That quiet confidence is what ultimately defines their place in the evolving world of everyday wearable technology.